also gives off such a good positive energy.
Okay,
like
cool.
the Americans are so enthusiastic. Like if you lay something down, they're like, "Yo, man, that's fire, bro. That's we going to the Grammys, baby. We going to the Grammys." And I'm just there like, "Yo, this is fucking mad." Like, whereas in the UK we're much more reserved. Like even if we like it, they'll be like, "Yeah, man,
Pretty good,
like, nice job." That's about it.
So where are you? Because I need somebody to love. Let me care for you. Because I need somebody to love. So where are you? And well, I need somebody to love. And well, I need somebody to love. So where are you? Because I need somebody to love. Let me care for you, because I need somebody to love. I don't wanna be loved, I don't wanna be loved. I just want a quickie, no bite marks, no scratches, no hickeys. If you can get with that, won't you come get with me? I don't wanna be loved, I don't wanna be loved. I just want a quick fix up in your mix, you have me addicted. Oh, well, won't you come get with this? I realize that I'll manage. Speak a language of love like Spanish, yeah. Craig, go figure. I'm so obscene if you know what I mean, well. And I'm sorry that was Portuguese that I speak with these on the place. Get on them knees. I got the penny for your faults, if you know what I mean, well. And I don't wanna be loved, I don't wanna be loved. I just want a quickie, no bite marks, no scratches, no hickeys. If you can get what I want, you come get with me. Cause I don't wanna be loved, I don't wanna be loved. I just want a quick fix up in your mix, you have me addicted. Oh, well, won't you come get with this? Don't be offended, babe, by what I say. It's just a game, and how I play pillaging plumber. Call me a plumber, knock on this wood, get rocked by this thunder. Oh, don't be offended, babe, by what I say. It's just a game, and how I play pillaging plumber. Call me a plumber, knock on this wood, get rocked by this thunder. Oh, no, I don't wanna be loved, I don't wanna be loved, loved. No, I just want a quickie, no bite marks, no scratches, no wickies. Oh, if you get what I want, you come and get with me. No, I don't wanna be loved. I want no bite marks, scratches, or wickies. If you can get what I want, you come and get with me, babe. Come and get with me, love.
Hi, you're listening to One More Discovery, and I'm very excited to be joined in Bristol by Ady Suleiman. Hey man, how's it going?
Hello, yes, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Yeah, good, thanks. So firstly, I want to talk about your new track, Running Away, the Winter James mix.
Yeah.
So just talk about how that came about and kind of vibes of the song, and for people who haven't heard it, maybe describe it a little bit.
So the song is kind of, this mix is definitely kind of infused a lot of reggae. And originally, I wrote the song with a kind of dub kind of vision for it. I wanted it to be really dubby, heavier in the bass, and like it's really simple. It's just two chords, and the concept is about people, instead of running away from your problems, stand up to your problems and kind of be brave. I guess, which is the hardest thing I find anyway. So that's the concept of the song, and it came about. Winter James, he produced like Prodigy's album and Chronix's album, and it's kind of like up and coming, and a big kind of deal in Jamaica and stuff. And when I wanted to get a remix for my original version, you usually get like a house remix or a drum and bass remix, and I don't really fuck with that kind of music, so I was kind of like, this is kind of silly. Like I should try and get like a heavy dub remix or something that's really more suited to me. Because for the EP stuff, like even though there's some amazing remixes on there, I was like, kind of do what you want to do. But with Running Away being the first single of the album, I was like, I want the whole thing to be stuff that I really enjoy. Okay, cool. So I reached out to Winter James, and thankfully he remixed it and just like smashed it out of the park. He's done like a reggae, really reggae vibe, and
it's been picked up by Mr. Jam on One Extra and getting quite a lot of play and quite a good time to release it in the summer. hopefully it'll kind of blow up and be quite big, but it seems to be getting quite a lot of traction so far, yeah.
Yeah, it's doing well, thanks.
So after the UK tour, which we talked about a minute ago before the interview, you went round and you were supporting Leon Bridges, and you went round kind of Belgium, Denmark, Stockholm, in Sweden, Norway. How was that? And was that the first time you'd kind of done a big tour in Europe, or have you done a few before that?
I think that's the first time I've done a tour in Europe.
Okay, cool.
I've definitely played out in Europe before,
Right.
but I don't think I've had like a string of dates.
Yeah.
And like Leon Bridges, I literally just come back from that a couple of weeks ago, and Leon Bridges is amazing, man. Like, shout out to him for taking me on tour with him.
Yeah.
And shout out to Europe as well. The rest of Europe's fucking dope. So it's an amazing place. I went to Scandinavia, which is the first time I've been there, and it's a bit pricey, definitely. But I mean, they treat you like so good. The rider's always amazing.
Cool.
The venues are incredible. So.
Nice.
It was a wicked experience.
Are there any plans in the summer to kind of tour or festivals in Europe or anything at the moment planned, or?
At the moment, I mean, the festivals that we've got, I think, are predominantly UK, which is kind of works for me because I love the. Not that I don't like going abroad to do festivals, but Glastonbury I'm playing, which is going to be wicked. Like, really excited for that. Parklife in Manchester. Yeah. V Festivals come in. El Dado, which is seems like I've never heard of it before, but it's, like the lineup's wicked.
Yeah, I saw that a poster for it the other day.
Yeah, the lineup's
I think probably because you're on the first day, is it?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I was like, I'm stoked to get that one just because the rest of the artists on there are sick. So looking forward to that one. I don't think I'm doing any abroad. But I'll be surprised if I didn't go on a European tour to the back end of the summer, maybe September, October. Okay, nice. I hope so. Anyway, fingers crossed, man.
So we're here in Bristol at Thekla, and for those kind of not familiar with the region, it's an old boat turned into a venue/club. So how do you select where you're going on tour? So you did obviously Nottingham, your hometown, and then London is quite a big region, so you have a lot of fans there. But in terms of picking smaller places outside of those two, how did you kind of decide on Bristol and other places?
Yeah, I mean, it's always kind of a mix. Like, obviously, I definitely want to go. There's like certain places that I always want to go to, and that's usually just cities that I know of or I've been to and like love the vibe there. Yeah. Like Liverpool, I go there. I used to go there. Like, I still do like to go there. I went to uni in Liverpool. Yeah. But it's a lot of times you go where you think you're going to sell tickets. Okay. And like obviously my agent did a lot of the planning for the tour. Okay. But then I always want to go to Nottingham, of course. Yeah. I'm always going to play in London. Bristol, like I fucking love Bristol so much. I don't know what it is about Bristol, man. Like just the vibe here. Like it's that I just love it here. Like I love it. Like, a couple of my mates go to uni. Okay, cool. As well, so I've come down for a couple of nights out.
Oh right, nice.
But it's just a vibe. Like if there's not many places in the UK I could live, but Bristol is definitely like one of the places I'd love to live or chill in. Right, cool. Same with Brighton. Brighton's got a nice vibe there. So I always tend to go to Brighton, and then we always tend to go up north. So Manchester's always a good one to go to. Right. I've never actually spent that much time in Manchester, but like the past two tours that I've been there, like the turnout and just the kind of energy there has been amazing. So.
And Manchester's where Parklife is, and up near there, is it? Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, that's where Parklife is. So it's kind of like you try to cover the whole of UK, and again, I guess it's kind of to do with ticket sales, or you wouldn't do like. At my level, I wouldn't do like loads and loads of shows in the East Midlands, so I'm not going to play like Leicester and Nottingham. Do you know what I mean? I'd probably just pay the one out.
In terms of kind of determining where you have fans, is that from kind of Twitter, Facebook? Do you get any information from that, or YouTube, or is it people asking you, you're saying, hey, come to this venue? Yeah, in terms of traction for stuff like that.
I just go on social media. Yeah. Like if people are like, yo, you've got to come to Bristol or come to thingy, then you're like, yo, I've got like 5 people that have bothered to message me or whatever from Bristol. Like, I assume that there's something like people know me down there. Yeah. And also from previous gigs, like obviously before I did my headline tour, I'd done a lot of supporting and festivals and dot to dot and all this, and like you get a turnout at certain places, like in Bristol when I did dot to dot here, the turnout here was wicked. Yeah. So, and I didn't expect that. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why do people like me in Bristol? So I was like, I've got to come back here, and so it's like you kind of from just playing around, you get a vibe. Okay, cool. And I think obviously, like stuff to where I've been. Makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like when I did it, I toured in Scotland, in Glasgow. Okay. That was like the worst turnout on the tour. Right. And it's not that there wasn't fans there. It was just there's not as many there because obviously it's probably like further and harder for me to get out there. Do you know what I mean? So like when I lived in Liverpool, I guess that gets around to Manchester a bit. Then living in Nottingham, obviously there's going to be something around Nottingham, and then London. But yeah, fuck knows that Bristol.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I fucking love it.
That's
Like,
fair
stoked
enough.
for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So in terms of growing up, you've been influenced by a lot of great artists, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, kind of initially, Jimi Hendrix, Prince. Just talk about how they've inspired you and kind of what you took from their music growing up and kind of why you like those guys.
Sure. I mean, I didn't actually. Prince isn't one of them,
Oh,
but
right, okay.
that's like one of my like big artists that I haven't really started listening to a foot with yet.
Oh, sorry, I thought in an interview you'd said you kind of were yet to get to it, but as
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
had just got to it, but
No,
maybe
no,
haven't
no,
yet.
Yeah, no,
or...
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
yet
right,
to get
sorry.
to it, which is like
Okay,
always
cool.
surprising because people always obviously Prince is huge and
Yeah, yeah.
an incredible artist, but I haven't.
Connected in that
Yeah,
way.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm like excited because I know at some point in my life I will
It
do.
will click,
It's
yeah.
just at the moment I'm not there. But with the others, yeah, Black Sabbath, like Deep Purple and stuff, that was like as soon as I decided that I wanted to do music, like before I was listening to them, it was like whatever's on top of the pops,
Yeah,
or
sure.
like in the charts, so like Outkast, 50 Cent,
Yeah,
Eminem, like Destiny's Child,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
TLC, whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
stuff I listened to, and then a mate played me a track, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like this is a modern track, but doesn't have, but isn't in the charts." I
Yeah,
think it was
sure.
it was Marlon Manson.
Okay.
And I was like that concept at a young age, like completely fucking threw me off course. I was like,
Right, right.
how is this new, but it's not on
And you haven't
TV?
heard
Do
it
you know what I mean?
and
I was
stuff,
like,
yeah.
I didn't get that. And then my mate was like, "Oh, have you heard of LimeWire?"
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you remember that, but
I mean, we're a similar kind of age, and we've seen the transition from kind of CDs and everything to digital, and now streaming and everything.
Exactly,
But it's-
exactly.
yes.
So when I found out about LimeWire, then I just started, and mainly it was Marlon Manson, and I thought, oh, this is so cool, like rock music. So then I got into the electric guitar, or I can't remember how it quite came about, but through Marlon Manson I got into like kind of like heavier metal kind of stuff, like Black Sabbath, and I love Black Sabbath and Deep Purple. But this period was pretty short in the scheme of things, but it was the beginning. And then when I was into guitars and like rock music, I said to my dad, I was like, "Who's the best guitarist?" He was like, "Oh, Jimi Hendrix." And I was like, "Can you sort me out of a CD?"
Yeah.
So my dad bought me a CD and he played me the CD, and it's funny because at first I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I was like, "What?" I went to hear some like shredding, like
Yeah.
kind of like slash solos. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, what's this psychedelic fucking bullshit?
Right,
Like
right.
this guy can't even sing that well.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe. So I fucking didn't get it at all. And then I went on holiday and I took a CD case, and I think it was actually like Will Smith, Big Willie style,
Yeah.
whatever, And then inside was the Hendrix CD, and I had my Walkman. Obviously, that's when you only take one album to listen to for 2 weeks. So I was like, fucking hell, I've got to listen to Jimi Hendrix, this guy, for fucking 2 weeks non-stop. I was like furious about it on the plane when I opened up. And then when I got into it, it was the track Little Wing, which is track 9 on the compilation that I was listening to. I just fucking blew me away. And it was weird, it's like I understood what the message he was trying to convey, the emotion. Like suddenly like this horrible mess, from when I first listened to it, like felt and sounded amazing. So it was really weird. I think it's just like getting used to stuff, innit?
Yeah.
And then like I was just like, this guy's amazing. And then like I was obsessed with Jimi Hendrix for like years. Like probably only listened to him strictly for like 2-3 years. Like grew my hair out long, was like playing the guitar, thinking I was like the dude. And then I fell in love with that whole 60s culture because it was such a big part of British culture and how it changed from the 50s jazz straight kind of dudes to this like free go around fucking take acid kind of stuff. And I was obsessed with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because Jimmy and all that was listening to blues and older artists, I was then inspired. I then went back to listen to that because whatever artist you listen to, you always like, oh, what did he listen to? And it's likely that you like it. So I quickly got into blues and jazz, and then that eventually, like when I got to like sixth form, like 16, 17, that was like hip hop. Got into like really old school, kind of mainly East Coast kind of hip hop kind of stuff because they were sampling a lot of jazz records and these records that I was listening to. And then from there, D'Angelo, R&B, and then now it's like as long as it's good, I don't really care.
So in terms of nowadays, is there someone who you'd like to work with? I think you mentioned Kendrick Lamar. Is he kind of a dream person to work with or collaborate with?
Kendrick would be sick, but I would like to work with him. I think just to be in the studio with him.
Okay.
More so, like I don't know how good. I don't know how much he would fuck with the stuff that I make. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, if you asked me to do a track, obviously I'd jump at the opportunity. But in terms of someone that I think like will give me a good vibe or will get along on record well and make good music, like Chance the Rapper.
Right.
I defo.
Its new album just came out, didn't it? Have you heard that yet?
Yeah, it's sick. Yeah, it's a wicked album, and I was lucky enough to work with them lads on the Surf record.
Okay.
And like they're just like those guys, like in terms of what they listen to, how they think about music, and how they grew up on music is like very similar to what I'm talking about when I was like, I loved 60s like Led Zeppelin, rocky stuff, and then went to hip hop and then jazz, and then so like we kind of, and obviously we're like 2016, or like we're modern, so we still listen to like James Blake's and Frank Ocean. I really like musically get along with those dudes and what they create. So I would love the opportunity to work with them again and do like a proper track together for sure.
Okay, cool. We've got a couple of minutes left, so I just want to have a look at what questions I really want to ask. You went to LA to work in the studio over there a while back.
Yeah.
In terms of the kind of atmosphere in America, we talked about some of the names you'd like to work with. What is it about the studios over there? Do you have any plans to go back? And how does that kind of vary to working in the UK on music and the influences it perhaps has?
I mean, I am not like that experienced in either kind of in terms of like heavy studio sessions. So I'm sure there is like hip hop culture over here.
Yeah.
But when I went over to LA, I was predominantly in the hip hop culture, and therefore it was like a lot more collaborative.
Yeah.
And like, whereas when I go in the studio in the UK, it's like it's just me, and unless I've invited you to the studio, no one else is coming in.
Right,
it's like me, maybe my guitarist, the band or whatever, and the producer.
And is that up in is that up in Nottingham, or where's the?
That's in London, yeah.
No, it's in London, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But then when it's when I was in LA, it's like, you know, you go in there. I went in to do a session, and like there's about 20 dudes there that you fucking like got nothing to do with the project. They were just getting battered at the back and like chilling, like vibing out, drinking and stuff. And at the beginning, like, I was a bit shy going into these sessions because I was like, fucking hell, I was like, there's loads of but then I absolutely loved it because they also gives off such a good positive energy.
Okay,
like. Americans are so enthusiastic. Like if you lay something down, they're like, "Yo, man, that's fire, bro. That's fire. We going to the Grammys, baby. We going to the Grammys." And I'm just there like, "Yo, this is fucking mad." Like, whereas in the UK, we're much more reserved. Like even if we like it, they'll be like, "Yeah, man,
Really good,
like, nice job." That's about it. Whereas they're like, "Oh shit!" So that's like the main thing I kind of noticed. And like the collaborative thing, I love that because it's like it just takes so much weight off the artist's shoulders to have people there that are creative that can help chip in, and it's like it's just more fun. It's a more fun way of working because it's like if I said to you like, "Yo, let's all sit down, fucking have a smoke, have a drink, and write a song," you'd be like, "That doesn't really sound like work." Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a work mentality. It's like this is a laugh. This is what we enjoy. This is our hobbies. And so when I came back to the UK, I tried to like. I definitely tried to bring that culture into what I was doing because that's how I want to make music. Like when I think of music, I'm like, I want to work with my friends. My guitarist, I've lived with him and worked with him for years, and like he's my best mate. Same with my backing vocalist and everyone else. So in my head, I want all my mates that are creative to do stuff together. If you do a video, let's shoot that together. If you take photos, let's do that together. But then it's always like because you're not making any money, it's fucking difficult to get to a certain point where people have to get paid. Do you know what I mean? And unless everyone like believes and is invested in that project, then it's very difficult to form that. Unless it's a very natural thing. Like it's very difficult to like create a collective now and be like, say to someone, "Hey man, come look, dude. Like, let's work in the studio 24 hours for free." And like, dude, I've got fucking work. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, whereas over there, I think they did it from such an early age that when they got to that age where they have responsibility of having to pay rent or whatever, they were making money off the music they were making. So it's so I mean it's difficult, but I still definitely have that mentality and still very lucky to have a lot of creative friends and people that I enjoy working with. But it's not quite that hip hop culture. But I'm sure in like the grime scene and stuff, it's like that.
Sure. So in terms of the last question, we talked about your albums coming out hopefully at some point. It's the first track, the one that's just been released. So do we have a date of that, or will it be after the summer? Are you previewing a lot of stuff in your tours, or is it all still being worked on, or are you still writing? What kind of stage is that at?
That's a good question because I don't really know. I mean, the album is going to come out when the album's ready, and the album is so close to being finished. So I think as soon as it's done, I'll start putting in dates on when it's going to come out. But it's a weird one because you know, as an artist or even as a creative, it's very difficult to let go of something. Because like you always feel like you can improve it each day. You have a new idea. You hear a fucking record or hear something, and you're like, "Yo, I can do that with this. Like I can incorporate that in here." So it's a difficult point to get it to being finished. And again, I think because I'm not a producer, it's even harder because it's not been easy to get the sound in my head out.
That you want,
Because it's like I'm essentially relying on someone else to give me that sound. I'm like, this is what it is. But you know, when you say to someone like, if you say to someone, "Oh, I want a really like heavy, like dubby, fat bass," that could be interpreted by them as something completely different. Like, how many dubby, fat basses are there? There's loads of different sounds. Do you know what I mean? So that's why, in some ways, it's difficult in the communication. And I've worked with a lot of producers to kind of get to do certain tracks instead of work with one producer, which would have been lovely to do the whole record. But I haven't been fortunate enough to be able to do that because I'm trying to cross over so many genres. It's like if I wanted a certain sound in the drums, I'd be like, cool, I've heard it on record, he can make it, I'm going to go to him for that. Then I'm going to take that stuff and go to someone else to help get the other sound. So I've kind of co-produced the whole record myself without being a producer. Really. So it's kind of been tricky. But I'm excited for it, man. I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to see what other people think of it. Yeah, exactly. Because you know, it's been like essentially like 3 years work, which is a long time. So, I'm excited and I hope people enjoy it.
That's really interesting to hear in terms of the variety of producers, because I think that lends to kind of a unique sound and why maybe you don't sound like anyone else really out there, and it's hopefully why I think people will pick up on it and look forward to hearing it. So all the best with the album, really appreciate your time and looking forward to the gig loads, so thanks for your time, all the best.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
See you soon, bro.
Oh, nice one, dude. That's right.